Welcome, everyone, to yet another Mario Kart Central MKU Primetime for Week 2. This time we're going to be headed to Division 3 to watch Royal Flush versus Team Ronrons. My name is Awoken, and I'm joined by Gyrodos. Kind
Hello,
of a
everyone.
casting duo I've gotten used to having, but how you doing?
I'm doing great. Just came off of winning an MKU, so
Yeah.
feeling good. I can't wait to cast this match.
Yeah, both of our respective teams coming off wins, and both of these two teams looking to do the same. So those standings not quite updated, I believe. That would be what happened last week. So both teams were 1-1 last week. 5D actually is playing 3 matches today. They are currently 2-2, and Ronrons this would have been their 4th match, so they are currently 2-1.
I
A
believe
little
I
behind on the
believe they
schedule, but
lost versus Battle Brigade as well. So they are now 2-2 as well.
yeah, hold
So
on. It looked like there was an updated graphic. I don't know if
yeah.
I saw that correctly, but
Either way, it's two teams that are in the hunt for
there it is.
playoffs, looking for a big win over each other, and I think this is going to be a good one. I think Royal Flush and Ronrons both have what it takes to win it over both teams. They've had tight matches so far, I think, in all of their games. So it's bound to be a really good match here as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And as we can see, Royal Flush currently in a playoff spot, and Ronron's looking to keep their season alive with a win right here. So a lot of postseason implication in this match here that we're about to witness, and I would hope both teams gonna be bringing out their best for it. If we can have a look at the lineups.
Now, if I had to guess, okay. So for Royal Flush, we have Jacob. I think Boo Boo Keys is
That's Miles. That is
Bluba.
Miles.
Oh, that's Miles. Okay, and then Neo, Tynan, O2B, which is Jenny, I believe, and Tyson. And on the side of Ronrons, we got Ayana Koji, Ostras, Gengar, which I believe is. Wait, actually, no, that's not. Gably's on LA. What? I don't know who Gengar is. Polron. I also don't know who Scenario is, and Raf. So if we could get in the chat,
Uh,
if you
just
guys know
confirming,
who
Boo Boo
Gengar
Keys
and
is in fact Miles.
okay.
Gengar is Galax.
Oh, Gengar's Galax. Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
And Scenario, uh, Discord name Donmai.
Oh,
I don't
interesting.
know. Uh, not 100% sure on that, but either
Either way,
way, we know Galax to be an extremely fast player, one
yeah.
of the
And
best
the two
TTers.
POVs we got here are from Jacob and Neo. We don't have any Ronron's POVs unfortunately, but I mean, all we need is one side really, because we're gonna be focused in on one POV for the most part. So we're gonna be seeing Jacob and Neo tear it up, hopefully. And what do you think of these two lineups, Awoken?
Uh, one thing that's really, um, one thing that I really think is something that not a lot of people take into consideration is just how fast of a team Ronrons is. They have a lot of really, really good TTers, especially Ostras and Galax there. And being able to do that damage and just being able to maintain their front spots by just being faster than 5D is a factor that I really think is gonna, I think, give them an edge. And if I had to predict, they'd be my favorites to win because of that.
Yeah, and I think despite being in Division 3 here, they are probably both, I think, at the top 10 in terms of time trials, if I had to guess. They are really in the lab, getting their lines out as best they can, and I think it definitely could pay off against a team like Royal Flush. A lot of what Royal Flush relies on is really good item play, and I think not many of them like to time trial, but they are very, very, very good with their items. So we're gonna see basically the battle between lines and items today. So
Yeah.
I think in the end, Royal Flush is gonna take it, but I think it's gonna be very, very close.
Of course, you do have, a bit of crossover. As the chat's pointing out, Tyson, a fantastic time trialer in his own right, and obviously, the entire Ronron's roster, like, you can be fast, but you're not going to get to D3 without knowing how to use your items. So,
Exactly.
Overlap in skill sets, but it is mostly, like you said, lines versus items here, and we're gonna see at this level of Mario Kart what is more important, what wins out.
Yeah, and I wonder. Oh, they're already starting. DKS for Royal Flush coming out here. I
Okay,
believe
so let's throw
Ronrons is hosting.
everything I said about time trials. Let's throw it out the window because it's DK Summit and it doesn't matter. And let's get ready.
Yeah, this is a very
for
practical
race
track
1.
for DKS because a lot of the times time trial lines are not going to really pay off for you because you have to deal with a lot of bumps on the double, and you really have to adjust your line based off what's happening on your screen. So we're going to see DKS for Royal Flush. Neo pulling a shroom already in 6th here. That could be a really good sign for Royal Flush already.
Yeah, not a massive surprise. This cannon set on DKS even more broken than the ones on Big Blue and Rainbow Road, in my opinion. The fact
And
that you can just sit there for literally even just 2 seconds and pull a star in like 4th on laps 2 and 3 is
it's ridiculous.
One of the things that makes this track just so unique.
Oh no, we did smart steering.
In a 6v6 setting especially.
Yeah, looks like we have a top 2 coming out for Ronrons, but he might be able to horn here if he gets it off in time. Oh, it looks like he gets inside. Oh, it gets greened instead.
Yeah, gonna be conservative and maybe wishing he had used that horn earlier, but it's gonna see him dropping down to 7th here.
Interesting that he doesn't bag at the set.
He doesn't need to.
Why he didn't do that.
Yeah, he doesn't need to. He can just be not like even that far behind and still pull a bill. That's what I'm saying about this Cayman set. Just so powerful how easily it can turn the tide of a race. I know, I played this in the match I just played, and I want to say the person that pulled Shock in that match pulled it in 8th.
Of course. It's always the 8th place Shockers. And Blue is out. That looks like it's going to go for Ronrons. Neo does end up using the bill at the double. I'm not too sure about that, because I don't think there was a Shock in play, but he is in 7th now. He might be able to pull a dodge at this next set. Tynan isn't first. We see the knee on our screen there. So we have at least, I think, 4 of 5D in the top 7 here. It's a really good sign, especially with this star now in 7th for Neo. He gets this streaming up. Might be able to chain here into this double. He ends up holding the star. Maybe his teammate has Shock here. And they do! Big Shock for 5D.
Yeah, Neo in a great spot right now, coming into first for the Shroom. Ostras, though, gonna contend for first. Gonna be able to save himself with the smart steering, but it looks like Ostras is gonna be taking first for Ronrons here. A lot of 5D behind Neo, though. And it looks like 5D is gonna be taking race 1.
Yeah, that was a clutch shot coming out for 5D. Definitely saving them a lot of spots there. They got plenty of dodges in the cannon, it looks like, so we're seeing a 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 11 for 5D. Fantastic start for them, despite not even getting first. I believe that was a 5D shock. That did happen.
I would be surprised if it wasn't.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you do have Ostras coming up there and getting first, salvaging it for his team, but you just don't see at this high of a level of Mario Kart, you don't see Shocks blundered that hard to the point where you'll get 5 of 5D in top 7 and end up giving themselves a 7-point lead early on.
And to the opposing effect, you rarely ever see Shocks that don't dodge some of the other team, because usually the other teams will be cycling dodges, so unless they're like a lot of tops, you're going to be dodging people, especially on a track like DKS. So now we see Berlin Byways, another track I believe for 5D, so let's see how this works out for them. Very good drafter, in my opinion, as well.
I'm a big fan of this track. I know a lot of people have expressed their distaste for it on Twitter as of late, but I've always really enjoyed Berlin. And maybe Ostras not one of those people burning out, but
point is actually pretty huge for Neo, because he's going to be able to get his coins up pretty much
thankfully
instantly.
for Ostras, another Ronrons member in scenario, going to be able to make their way into first for the time being, but still, just so much 5D in the pack that to figure out how to get around.
And it looks like it's very mixed up in the front here. 2, 3, 4, it looks like 4 for 5D, and maybe we see Tyson trimming into first here. Does get the trail off. Top 2 now for 5D. Yep. Maybe even top 3 with Jacob in third there.
Yeah. This track notoriously hard to find coins on. You see Neopolitan only on 4. Gonna grab 2 more right here, but either way, they're gonna need to find money out of something to get.
Ooh, I don't know about going for that coin. It sacrificed a lot of spots there and got Jacob breaded as well.
Yeah,
now we're
Ronflex
seeing...
first now, or Ronflex second rather, and with the
blue
blue coming
comes
out,
down.
Ronrons is looking to be dominating.
Great
the
clutch
ball.
ball. Oh, but it looks like a Galaxy is in first now with triple greens.
Yep, the snipe not quite going to connect, but with one of those 3 greens gone, maybe he'll be able to get the red off. One more red,
making it difficult for his opponents. Not quite connecting though.
And Galax has a 4th green, so whether he chooses to throw this up at Tyson, who just streamed the first, or hold on to it, get it back on Neo, or
on the
defense.
Ronrons behind.
Going for the back and missing. Neo's gonna
Bomb
drop
right
a
before
bomb
the
there.
cut.
It's gonna hit a lot of the pack, and that red for Galax there.
1-3-4 still 4-5D here.
Yep. Galax
Nothing
still able to hold
like.
on to second, despite the amount of reds 5D's been throwing at him for the past lap and a half. Still holding on to his top spot. It might not matter though. Neo is going to appear on top of him with triple nanas, but not quite. Galax holding down second for his team, but it's not going to matter. It's still going to be a 1-3 for 5D. And likely more after that. Yeah, 5-6-8 as well.
8. Another great race for Royal Flush. And they're kind of just dominating, really.
Yeah, the last, a little unfortunate, but it really doesn't matter. That's still going to be a very solid win, and they're going to be looking to ride momentum for as long as possible.
Yeah, even though they're not getting the biggest races, they're kind of just dominating the race in general. They have tons of front presence, and they're not letting Ronrons pull the shock either, so really, really good job on 5D so far. Let's see if they can keep this up. Rainbow Road 7 coming out for them, and Mushroom Gorge on the side of Ronrons.
Yeah, not really too surprising for either of these to be seen. Rainbow Road 7 becoming one of, if not the most popular runner in the West, I'd say, and Mushroom Gorge the same, but for, you know, your back spot pick.
Yeah, Mushroom Gorge is one of those weird tracks where you can take a lot of different strategies on it. You can have a lot of people bag. XIV, when we played them a couple times, they used to love having like 4 in the back even, just to really keep hold of that back presence and go for those cannon boxes to try and pull shock. And oftentimes they did, and shock on this track really has a heavy swing on the race. So let's see what the teams end up doing here.
Yeah, we're gonna see Neo drop to the back here, and gonna hang out last for the time being, and with what appears to be quite a bit of 5D back here as well. Holding at least 10-12, would not be surprised to see them in 9th as well.
Oh, looks like 2 people fell off there. See a lot of 5D in the mids. I think that's a bunch of Ronrons that are on Peach there in the back, so they're going to be bagging it up, trying to whip it up. And let's see if Neo can pull a dodge here. Oh, he ends up going for it. That's strange. I thought going for a potential dodge would have been the play, but he's opting to hold his strings for the cut, not wanting to get ghosted and potentially risk getting something like triple greens around his teammates.
Neo barely making gap there, gonna get his triple shrooms ghosted, and not in what I'd call an ideal spot, super close to first, not gonna be able to pull anything.
I think a lot of Ronrons is up in the front, and they've got control of the back as well. You know, ends up holding his shroom through the set, wanting to guarantee that he's able to take cut at the end. You see triple shrooms for Polron. He's going to be in a good spot here.
Yep.
Blue is out. It's going to take out whoever's in first at the very end, but they take it out.
Luigi. Are they going to make it across the line? I believe they did. You're
Getting
going to
only
get
a
one
spot for taking gap.
line.
I think that's 3 at least of top 6. Okay. 2, 3, 6, 7
is in fact Ostras, and there will be another first for Ronrons, but a lot of 5D behind him. That'll be a pretty even race, with Ronrons getting 1-4-5.
Yeah, and that's the kind of race you needed. You got your track pick. You ended up not pulling shock, but they ended up putting themselves in a great enough spot to capitalize, and that's a relatively even race, and maybe they can swing the momentum in their favor here.
Yeah, it will be a winning race for Ronrons. So 5D's momentum is going to get snapped here, and it is now just a matter of, are they going to be able to take it back before it's too late?
They did get
They
top
have
pick
the
as well.
lead now. They have to not let that losing race get to them. Know that, Mushroom Gorge is like that, and see where on a track that potentially more skill based in DK Jungle, see if they can regain their footing. If they believe that they are still in this. Which they absolutely are. They still have the lead.
Burns out there in third, and that's going to be a good sign for Ronrons, because now they have a large majority of the tops. Let's see if they can keep it. Looks like
Neo
1-3 though for
jumps to the Tiki, but is going to suffer some off-road there, and is going to find himself in last. Probably going to commit to back in this race. A bottom 3 for 5D early. The track pick seems to really work out in Ronron's favor.
Yeah, like we said, the lines coming out from Ronrons definitely going to pay off on a track like DK as one of the most technical tracks in the entire game. And
unfortunately, though, it looks like Ostras has found himself in the middle of the pack, and it's going to be Titan holding it down in first for 5D, but those Peaches from Ronrons right on top of him, and he's got a bit of a carry job to do this race. Quite a bit of Ronrons in the back, quite a bit of 5D in the back, pretty evenly split back here.
Blue
and there's the blue shell.
For Titan here. Might be able to take out some people behind him, feel more comfortable backing at Ronrons because of the blue in play. Is he going to change his star here and show the blue? No, he's not.
No.
So Ronrons could assume that he has shock here, which is a good assumption a lot of the time, but he actually is holding blue here, and they might end up panicking and using a lot of their dodges because they did see that he was holding a star through the set. He's going to hold it through here again. It's going to raise a lot of suspicion. I think 5D is now top 2 with that yellow Yoshi in first. Kind of holding down the fort.
Actually, it appears like Titan's in third, that Peach right on top of him, but Neo still holding onto the star blue, and there's the shock.
That's actually not a bad
exactly
shot
what
for
Ronrons
the front spots. Even though we do see a lot of dodges for Ronrons, every single person in the front's going to get this glider here and be able to stay on it for a long time. Yeah, it looks like the front spots have remained the same for the most part. Maybe first now for Ronrons. Maybe there's a Peach up there, but I think it's still the yellow Yoshi.
Unfortunately, looking like Neo's going to get basically last here, maybe 11th or 10th, but looks like it appears as if 5D for the most part held down the fort in front, and it's going to get a slight win up front. A bit of Ronrons up there, but
yeah, wow,
definitely
1, 3, 4, 5, 7.
Definitely
That's
more 5D.
Huge
And
for 5D.
Their momentum is back.
Considering the shock there, I was very surprised that they used it where they did, because shock after set is not very good because you get all the front spots on the glider. I would have liked to see it be used after those boost panels, and that's still a lot of time before the next set, and they would have been able to use their dodges and catch up more effectively. So yeah, that's a big race for 5D and a pretty big mistake on the part of Ronron. So we're gonna have to see a really big race here if they want to come back in the next couple. So we see.
Not surprised to see N64 Rainbow Road coming out here. Most of Ronron's been on the Ink Striker for the entire war, and looking to not only expose the front spots of 5D, but also the Teddy Buggies of 5D. Another interesting thing with the meta changes is the vehicles are a lot the same and a lot different now with all these changes in. You see so many Teddy Buggies from the side of 5D. Ronron's looking to take advantage of their anti-grav speed granted to them by the Ink Striker.
Yeah, that's going to be huge for them. And this track is very big for their spots as well, because they're holding down a lot of the back spots. And if you don't know, you get lots of coins the more and more you go back. So you see Neo on 5 coins right now, and there's people in front of him are getting like 4 and 5 as well. And that's going to really carry on throughout the entire race because there's not very many coins to go around on this track. So
pack's surprisingly close for what you'd kind of expect early on, with how far back the back spots were to be able to get those back coins. You'd think that first be a little further ahead. Neo somehow avoiding that horn, but getting bumped into the wall is gonna kind of neutralize that, and he's on 10 coins, but has to go through a wall of Ronrons in front of him.
Yeah, there's a bunch of Ronrons in the tops. That Luigi looks like he's in first, and Ronrons are holding down at least 4-5 here, maybe even more.
Yeah, Scenario is just going to go slow with this green shell. I mean, not much of a better play you can make there when your entire goal is just hold down the fort, keep Ostras in first, and get as many top spots as you possibly can. They are doing just that. And with Titan dead...
Now. Big ring! Another one! Oh, clutch from Neo. He's going to be able to back this red as well. That might be top 2 for them. Oh, I think that Luigi's still in first, actually. I wonder who this ghost is.
Yeah, Luigi's still in first.
It
will be a 2-3 for 5D.
Oh, the bomb! Oh my god. Clutch bomb coming out from Ostras, I believe, in first, but I don't think the spots that actually
It didn't really matter. It was still quite a bit of 5D up there. The 1-4...
Yeah, it looks like about an even race here.
About even, if not slightly favoring Ronrons, I want to say.
Yeah, that was really big, though, for 5D. They were looking like... I think they had only one in the top 6 going into lap 3, so the fact that they were able to clutch out a lot of the mid spots there just goes to show that, you know, nothing's really ever over, especially on a track like Rainbow where there's just no space to go. We do see Amsterdam Drift coming out for the side of Royal Flush. I don't know what this track is best used for, to be honest. I think I really like it in first because you get those that first coin, and then you get those 2 coins on the glider, and then oftentimes you pull a coin yourself. You're on 5 coins at that point, and you can just break away very, very easily with all the bumps that happen in the mid pack. So
yeah, I know.
Maybe they're counting on some drafts here to catch them up.
I know UB had been picking, or my team UB been picking Amsterdam quite a bit as a runner, but unfortunately we're not going to quite get to see that just yet. No wave 4 yet, I believe, right?
We got DKS at the beginning.
We did get DKS, but that's become so normalized in the past month by now that it honestly doesn't even feel like it anymore.
Yeah,
we're gonna revert back to the original 32 that would go Cloud Top.
Ooh, that's a big trail on the
Formerly,
side of Ronrons there.
Formerly one of the most popular tracks in the game, now somewhat fading into irrelevancy, but those couple teams that do still pick it are still holding on to their love for it, and get to see it again every once in a while, which is nice.
I think that's a Ronron's top 2. If I believe all the Marios are on the side of Ronrons, so I think that's a top 2, if not even more. We do see Neo and one member of Ronrons in the back. Actually, 9, 10, 12 for Ronrons, so they have a lot of tops and bottoms here. Ghost for Neo might be good if he's able to carry this up a lot, and a lot of people are dying as well, so...
Yeah, looks like his goal, and he's going to be able to bring it into 6th already. The pack, from this point on, kind of spread out, and he's going to, unfortunately, get planted there.
And the trail as well, taking out Neo from the front spots. That was clutch on the side of Ronrons, taking the slow approach to really take out the people in the mid-pack.
Yeah, Neo, if you were on GLA tires, you wouldn't have gotten hit there, just saying.
Oh no.
A lot of bombs this race so far. We've seen not only the ones that have hit Neo, but the ones that have...
big hit coming out for Ronrons. Now Neo in the back with this ghost instead of in those mid spots once again. But Tynan is in first right now.
Yeah, been holding this ghost for a lap and a half. Possibly banking on the chance of either predicting a Ronron shock or a fellow 5D member dropping back there and pulling one, but he's going to run out of time for that opportunity. He's probably going to have to use this soon, if not right now.
Yeah, I'm surprised he hasn't used it already because he does have his star as well.
He's invincible. Yeah, he's invincible for the rest of the race.
Yeah, I think that is Ronrons in second, and 2-3 it looks like as well. But there is a Bill. Depends who that is. Oh, that's another Ronrons member. A lot of 5D in the back here. They're bottom 3.
Yeah.
See if they can make any chaos happen at the end.
Up and salvage a couple of spots here, and with Scenario falling off the track, they're going to be able to get 8th. 5D holding down the 4th. They're going to get themselves 1-3-4 and win yet another race, increasing their lead to about 40-ish.
Yeah. I mean, Ronrons are just kind of struggling in the front for the most part. Like, they do get up there in the beginning, but after a little bit, it just seems like 5D takes over and ends up in those front spots. Tynan is making big work up in the front and really, really clutching up for his team right now. We're gonna see Probably another runner. PPS for the side of Royal Flush. Shroom Ridge. Surprised with the Shroom Ridge pick, to be honest. I think I've seen them pick this quite a bit, but I don't know if it really fits their playstyle. A lot of it is, making use of the cars and trapping based off that. Not really a track where lines are super dependent on, but they do get their track pick. Maybe they're just really confident on it. And we are going to switch over for the next 6 races over to Jacob here for the rest of the war. We'll be seeing his POV. So we're going to see a whole different side to 5D here. See if he can bring out, a lot more of. I think he's pretty well known for his item play here. So we're going to see what's up with that. And yeah, we're just going to see the Shroom Ridge pick again.
Yeah. I wonder what it'll be.
Yeah, it's we're only okay. They are down 42 actually. So again, they're only just one race away, one big race away, and they're back in it. So no one's out of it just yet. But
yeah, we are only at the halfway point.
In control for the most part. So let's see how they do here. This set is pretty huge for the rest of the race. Actually, if you can get rooms here and get up to the front, you are sitting pretty. And we do see Ronrons take over a lot of the top, so maybe this track pick did work out for them. They might even be top 4 here. Of course, Shrooms are going to change that a little bit. Jacob up into 3rd now. Does go right of the car and barely clips the truck, and now that's pretty bad now. 3, 4, 5 though still. Ooh, that is getting dangerously close. Oshras going and taking the coins as well.
Yeah, a lot of split up in the front here, and unfortunate for Jacob, not quite able to find footing up there, but it's looking like, for the most part, Ronrons going to be able to hold it down.
I think Ronrons might have shock, and he just used that really early to try and predict, but not happening right now.
Yeah, Jacob going to stop here, possibly confirming our suspicion, and pulling yet another star.
And
pretty distant from first, but no one else in 5D appears to have dodges, so...
Oh, that bump is bad for Jacob. Oh no, and he pulls a plant. He's right next to his teammates.
But getting a plant there, yeah, it's just not what you want to see.
Maybe they thought they have shock and they ended up not having it after all because I would have thought they would have used it by now, considering that you can pull multiple shocks in this game. And
might have been Ronrons and dodges though.
Yeah, so a lot of the tops belong
they're gonna hold it off,
looks like. Maybe even top 4. Oh, and that red does... Okay, it goes for Tynan, but he does break it on something. But that is a lot of tops for Ronrons. That might even be top 3. Oh, no, the red Yoshi gets hit on the map. We do see quite a bit of Ronrons back here,
gonna get blue before the line. Tynan gonna get 3rd, but really not gonna matter. That's the race Ronrons was looking for. It's not quite the, huge, like, plus 20, plus 30 that they might have wanted ideally, but... It's the first momentum changer, and you still have 5 races to play. Being able to crack into that lead early rather than waiting a couple more races to do that is really going to benefit them in the long run. And if they can hold on to momentum, then this will be a close war before we know it.
You know what I think might have happened? What might have happened is, on DKJ where Neo was holding the blue for the entire race, I think what ended up happening was something similar where they had the blue in pocket and ended up holding for their teammates the entire race. Because we did see the blue come out at the end, so I think 5D had the suspicion that they were going up against the shock that Ronrons had instead of a blue. So
yeah, so the exact inverse of what happened on DK Jungle happened to one team, happened to another team. Say more.
Yeah, we do get Amsterdam on the side of Royal Flush, opting to pick it for more drafting spots.
I mean, this is another track that. Coins are somewhat difficult to come by in a few areas, so having a lot early will benefit you in terms of getting to the front.
That is a good point. I think, especially since you can pull a Shroom here and take very tight lines with it, you're probably going to be able to do something similar to like like an RWS, where if you pull a Shroom in like a 3rd place spot, you can really just take over first very easily. And Jacob avoiding the nanas by Polron. Doesn't get a box, though. He's on 8 coins, though, already, which is a really good sign for him. 9 is going to be a lot more than anyone else in this pack here. So,
Yeah.
yeah, considering that, he might be able to take a top spot here very early on.
Yeah. Surrounded by Ronrons and gonna be
Ooh,
able
big
to get that
green.
snipe after about 4 bounces.
2-3 though for 5D. It looks like we do see Ronrons in first. Oh, that bomb! That was a huge bomb snipe coming out from Ronrons.
But Jacob
And
has another one
Jacob
that's gonna
getting
hit
his
just 3 more
revenge.
of Ronrons. The
Uh,
neutralizer.
Oh, the blue does come out for Tynan, though. I think they dropped out for that blue there. The clutch dropout for Ronrons, and Ronrons also making work of the back. And now Jacob is all the way back here, has to spam his build. That's not going to chain. We do see a lot of Ronrons actually in the back here. They're 9, 10, 12 at the moment. And even 8 and 7 as well. So this could be a really big race for 5D if there's no shock.
Yeah. Ronrons looking like they're prepped for when it does get pulled, holding onto their dodges the entire team.
Oh, that
And
fire.
Jacob is gonna just keep getting hit. Can't quite get his footing up in the front. Having
Star,
10
though, this
coins
could be
maybe
huge.
not as much
The
of an
pack is
advantage
super
as we had
tight.
thought.
That horn coming out from Tyson, taking out one of Ronrons in the back, and now
Having a star at this part
another
is so
star.
good. Having a star at the end of Section 3 is so good.
Ooh, okay. Run of Ronrons gets taken out at the end. Looks like they did take down first, though, and that's a lot of mid spot. Ooh, a lot of mid spots belonging to 5D after all.
Yeah, the
And
9, 10, 12 is really going to turn that race in the favor of 5D. And
yeah, it might even be up
once
30 at
again,
this point.
immediately being able to snap any momentum that Ronrons generates. And that's what's put them in the position they're in right now to be able to close out this war. Next couple races.
Yeah, I mean, it's just been so rough for Ronrons. They got killed end of lap 3 there, and they just keep getting those races where it looks promising, but it ends up turning out bad in the end. And yeah, Shroom Ridge was really their only big race, and now they get their track pick though in Tokyo Blur. This could be huge. Another one of those tracks where you want to kind of be in the back because there's so little coins to go by, and you have so much time to draft at the beginning that, you know, it's just going to be inevitable for the back spots to turn into front spots. Again, we are going to take a look at Jacob here, see if he can cook up some triples to take out all of the Ronrons around him. Or maybe even a Shroom to take cut and end up being in first. Who knows?
Likely going to
It's
be a Shroom starting at 8th there, and going to get a nice draft and hopefully able to avoid all the trails of the pack. There's quite a few of them. Going to get bumped back down into 8th, and unfortunately not going to be able to find any more coins.
Well, there's the Shroom and there's the triple greens.
Yeah, unfortunately surrounded by 5D at this point, though.
Takes out one of Ronrons. Ooh, those laggy nanas. Okay, he got rid of his green, but still the
A good
nanas that he has to
attempt
deal
at
with.
a snipe, but that's just going to be smart pouncing all over the place and scaring the hell out of the entire Ronron's front pack.
Oh,
Some
Tynan
nice
making
fire
big
from
use of that
Tynan.
fire.
That's gonna be a trade, and honestly, that's a trade that I am taking if I'm a Ronrons member. They have so many top spots now. Ronrons is like 6 of top 7.
Yeah, I think
up.
so. And yeah, Jacob's hard bagging for shock.
5D suiciding for shock at this point. That's what they need. This is the race Ronrons has been looking for. If they're able to hold on to this throughout the end of Section 3 here, Jacob to stop one more time, and the Bill, even if he does pull shock after this Bill, it was too little too late and not happening.
Yeah, and both
This tables have turned in the
Bills.
favor of Ronrons. Scenario going to be back here, but it doesn't matter. There's just so many of them in the front. It's going to be a huge race for them.
Oh, but that Bill could come in clutch. Maybe getting like 6th here for Jacob.
Only really
Not
passing
bad at all.
5D members, though. I think that's a top 4 for Ronrons.
I think top 3, 5? Top 4, you're right. Top 4, 8, or top 4, 9, 11 for Ronrons. That's a big race.
Yeah, just like that, we have a war again, Gyrodos.
We are in range for either team to win in the last couple races. Big race for Ronrons. Get their clutch track pick as well and converting on it as well. Very good stuff for them. And now it's going to come down to these last 2 races. Only a difference of 10 left.
10 points. And looking to capitalize on their momentum with Maple Treeway.
Yeah, and Peach Gardens is a very much a reset track. So these track picks definitely heavily favor Ronrons in basically either situation because, that reset is not really going to do too much in terms of, getting 5D the fronts because, yeah, this is more of a bagger and, anything could really happen. Let's see what both teams decide to do here. I do see a lot of teams have, 3 or 4 even in the back, and, shock is almost inevitable on this track with how long it is, and it's really down to the players to go for it and get a good shock off. So let's see what they end up doing. No one doing choice strat. I am heavily disappointed. They're all running as well at the beginning. I'm even more surprised at that.
Yeah, no, a couple of them. There's that white Yoshi and that Peach back there, and probably a couple more behind those on the minimap, but maybe not. A lot of people just driving forward. Surprised to see, like you
I'd
said.
like to see a slow red out here from Ostras, but he ends up holding it. I don't like that triple shroom chain into there. Those could have been really useful, especially for the upcoming cut. He does end up pulling 2 shrooms here. Oh, that bump is not good, and I think that's a lot of Ronrons in the tops, but again, this is more of a bagger, so I'd like to see Jacob drop out here and maybe try and go for a dodge. It looks like he is. Let's see if he can get something. Nope, only quad shrooms. Gonna take this up. Does pull a star. Oh, but the shock.
Not gonna matter, yeah.
Looks like
Ronron's dodging with a ghost
Ronron
in the
shock.
plant. What you'd have to assume is a Ronron's member anyways.
Oh, no dodge for Jacob in the final parts of the track. We have a long lap 3 though to go. Maybe he can get some triple greens here to take out. Nope, not quite.
I think a second shock is very likely here, especially with how chaotic the ending of lap 3 normally is on this race. The fact that the first shock was like a third of the way through lap 2 is just a very telling sign.
Yeah,
To me,
they
at
definitely
least.
have the time to pull it, but the thing is there's just no one going for it. Everyone is trying to get into the front right now. No one is bagging for the shock, and this set is really hard to bag out as well. Yeah, no one's at distance right now, and there's a blue out as well. This is going to be a very tight ending.
Yeah.
Jacob ends up getting hit out.
Looking like
Oh, the blue out taking multiple.
looking like more Ronrons than 5D in the front, but the pack is just so split that it's impossible to tell what's actually going on in this race. Triple shrooms from Jacob are going to be so huge here.
Yeah, and the fire
Like
as
you
well
said,
is
the
going to
shock
be...
is just not going to happen. He's going to be able to shroom up potentially past all of the Ronrons members in front of him.
Oh, those triple nanos are
He's
really close! He backs the
gonna get
ball.
around them.
Oh,
Has
big
fire.
for them.
The fire's
Oh,
only
the
going to hit
fire.
one of them. Tyson with the triple greens.
Oh,
Jacob
no,
getting
and he gets drawn
trailed.
out. Oh,
Jacob
but...
getting last.
Oh,
And that
yeah.
looked like a good Ronrons race. Top 2, 5, 7, 8, 11. They're close to the lead. We could be like
We could be seeing a lead
almost
change for the first time in the match.
I don't know about a lead change, but I think we might be tied after 11. That looks like about a plus 10 to me. Gonna see from the bot
Might
right
be a little
here.
bit more, but we're gonna have to see. Nope.
You were
okay.
right. Ronrons leads
in the
into
lead.
the last race by 4.
Wow, it's literally all down to this last race. Anything can happen here. Even though it was a 5D track pick, like I said, it was a reset. Anything could really happen there. And that shock ended up coming out for Ronrons and really coming in clutch for them. Then able to hold down those top spots at the end, despite the very chaotic endings that we all know.
Just the fact that nobody went for it on lap 3 either. If maybe 1 or 2 5D members committed to the back there, then that could have been turned around, but even then there's the chance of not pulling shock if they do that, so...
Ronrons. If they get their track pick here, that could be... Oh, they're not getting their track pick. Boo Lake is one of those tracks where, it's pretty tough for the front spots because a lot of times they're getting drafted. The shroom cut at the beginning is really huge for anyone that could take it. And, yeah, it's going to be a tight last race.
Yeah.
Literally all down to this.
Yeah, yet another track, which seems to be a
there's 2
common...
races left. Wait, hold up. Did I
No,
just
there's
saw
one.
race,
There's
right?
one. There's one.
Oh, okay, never mind. I was tripping out for a second. All right. Well.
Yeah, no, I don't think the score would be 4-4-9, 4-5-3 if there were 2 races
you're
left.
right.
But either way, yet another track, which seems to be a common theme in the Booster Course Pass, yet another track where coins are very hard to come by. So Jacob, with that immediate stream, gonna be looking to take advantage of the fact that he got last race, and unfortunately for him, an early trail from a Ronrons member is gonna send him.
Yeah, it might even be a top 3 for Ronrons. Okay, Jacob infiltration to 4th, but that's a lot of tops belonging to the side of Ronrons.
Yeah, you see Titan, and I'd have to assume one of the red Yoshis in the back is Neo. There's no way 5D would let Ronrons have control of both the front and back on a track like this. In a situation like this, Jacob unfortunately getting...
Okay, that blue is clutch, though. That could really help them out. Let's see.
I don't know how much it's going to help, though. Like, the Daisy's going to get blue, but then Ostras is just going to take first.
Double dodge
as if nothing ever happened. Yeah, the Daisy holding down the top 3 for Ronrons, then it's the beginning of the end for 5D. This is now or never. If they don't pull this shock and...
Oh, it's a big bill pull for Jacob. He's going to be able to take the extension at the end and catch up a lot. We just need to see a lot of 5D catch up as well.
I don't think it's going to happen.
Belong to 5D, then oh no, he's holding it for the cut. No, he has to bill a lot earlier.
Yep. Ostras getting first. A lot of Ronrons behind him. Tied him back there, but even then, I don't think that's enough. Looks like it's going to be a Ronrons win.
Yeah, that's...
The CBT coming in clutch down for the entire war,
no,
but...
Not quite. Not quite.
Getting
not
momentum
quite
at the very end with
close,
that top
though.
2-5 is going to solidify it.
Yeah, probably even like a -8 in the end for 5D after holding down to lead the entire war. It coming down to those last 2 races and just really... Oh wait, it looks like we do got bought wrong. We did get bought wrong. There's 1 race left. So I wasn't tripping when I saw the 11th race. I was like, I thought for sure I saw it, but
I think race 1 got put into the bot twice. I think that's what happened.
Okay, wait. So that means Ronrons is up by about...
Wait, did it?
20?
4-3... Wait. Am I missing something?
Yeah, okay, yeah. They're...
Okay.
Okay, so it's 447 to 455. We've gotten word. So that means 5D are down 8. Going into the last race. Not quite over just yet.
Watch 5D win after what we just said about Ronrons getting the CBT. That'd be some of the worst MKC caster curse we might have ever seen.
Maybe.
They have one more chance here. Bangkok Rush.
But do hold on to your seats, even if the last race... well, if the last race goes in the favor of Ronrons, they've obviously won. But if it goes in the favor of 5D, hold on to your seats, because we're going to have to take a look at all the scores at the end. Because we did get the bot run after all. So let's see what they can do on Bangkok Rush here. Gets a draft, goes top path after all. Interesting. The bottom path is actually faster if you didn't know. It's just in time trials you want to get those coins on the top. So, ooh, a lot of 5D back here. It looks like they're bottom 3 already.
Not surprised to see it though. With how much Ronrons has been dominating the shot game for the most part this war, they're looking to turn the tide of that.
Clutch blue for Jacob. I didn't even know that that set was there, to be honest.
Yeah, no, it's
like... his bill. Trying to get the shock here. Does not get it quite yet, but he's going to have a couple more chances to do so. We do see 5D in a lot of the back spots. I believe that's Neo and... No, that's Ayano. So we see a bunch of mixed spots, it looks like. I think Tynan... Is Tynan up there? And no, I don't think so. But, yeah, I mean, pretty mixed for the most part. Maybe even a top 3, actually, for Ronrons. Yeah. Maybe even top 4.
5D's going to need a shock here, and nobody is stopping for it. It's going to be Ronrons at last. If anyone's going to play, it's going to be them.
Okay, but it looks like they're making work in the mid-pack. Only a top 2 remaining for the side of Ronrons. They are pretty gone, though, so it's going to all come down to this ending. Oh, no protection for Jacob. Ends up getting redded, and we see a lot of 5D in the back. Probably a bottom 3 now. Doesn't get the trick and has to go down here. Oh, it looks like only one of Ronrons remains in the front, so it depends who gets these mid spots here. Oh, it looks like he's given up. Yeah. Looks like it's over.
Unfortunate. So, no caster's curse this time. Ronrons is going to be able to hold on to their comeback and their win. A top 4-6 last race.
Well, that is a GG's if I've ever seen any. No caster's curse this time. Oh, no. He's gonna send us a message, Jacob. What is the message you have for us? Sorry.
Story bad. Oh. No, Jacob.
Don't say that,
Aw.
Jacob. You guys put your hearts on the line. You guys were really, you guys were winning for a lot of that match, but
Yeah.
it was just the last couple races that did them in. So
All our
congratulations to
homies love
Ronrons on the
Jacob.
comeback. Really clutch for them, and they move on to 3-2, which is really huge for them. It puts them in playoff contention, and 5D are really going to need a good next couple matches to put themselves in playoff contention. So
Yeah.
that was a big match for Ronrons, and congratulations to them once again.
5D was already in a wildcard spot coming into this, so hopefully for them they'll be able to hold on and not let this match deter them in their playoff hopes, because they are definitely still in the fight at 2-2.
Well, yeah, now
Ronrons
2-3,
picking up a
unfortunately.
huge win, probably saving their season there and keeping them alive in the playoff hunt. So both teams, to all our D3 players in the chat, both these teams you should be on the lookout for, because you're looking for a D3 title, you're probably going to have to go through one, if not both of these guys.